to discuss um, what I would like to see for the next Need for Speed. As we are getting closer to the end of the life cycle for the current Need for Speed, which is Need for Speed Heat, for the next one, a lot of people have been discussing as to what they would like to see. Sorry, to see in the next Need for Speed game, but also what people enjoy of the current game, and also of even a lot of them with the playback one. So, a lot of people do like playback and also with the gameplay. And if the next Need for Speed game basically pulls on the idea of how it is in those two games, like as much as a lot of people do like how the card system was in Need for Speed playback, a lot of people did like that method if you work for like card packs and like you'll build on like a certain brand and you mix and like interact with different brands. A lot of people did prefer that, but I honestly don't prefer that because I prefer the system is currently being played after the cars and stuff like that. Now, a lot of people that do agree with the international this method is way better of the upgradability, but because the gameplay was kind of good on both methods. And I guess a lot of people do take into consideration that the game itself, gameplay itself, sometimes is a bit thick, but there is a lot of what is basically feature that gets added onto the game. Basically after like for example features, like look at the feature so like this gameplay. This is actually a very nice feature whatever. All the features like that asphalt, even like compared with people that's flying around. For example, the overhead power lines, the telephone lines, the signage, even the overhead signage to tell you the way your direction is. And even look at the details like in the vehicle itself, like you see that the main function, so the item was previously known. Now, even like the inspection and stuff like that, like what a lot of do on the stuff is a little bit of a glitch just for the Need for Speed Heat. I don't know if it's with me personally or with other people have noticed it. It's a bit of a little thing that I would see like with my personal copy. Like this is not a physical system, it's not a glitch like this. This is an actual digital copy that you purchase and download it from the basic store. So in this copy, what I've noticed is that I have like a problem as to where, say if it's like the weather now, and it's sunny, and all of a sudden instead of stop the plane and then everywhere else will be like bone dry, all the other vehicles around you as well will be bone dry, no rainbow, no sign of waterfall, nothing. And then I'll look at my vehicle, it'll be soaking wet, dripping, and the water will be running on it. And then on the flip side, everything else will be wet, and then my vehicle will be dry, that means it will not be wet, and basically like a dry vehicle, like it came out like out of the garage, and like it just started running down, and like yeah, so I don't know whether it's just my vehicle or my copy of the game. I don't know why I said my vehicle, but I don't know whether it's my copy of the game. It doesn't happen all the time. It happens subtly. Like I would notice it, and then by the time when you like a few seconds into the game afterwards, it'll like revert back to normal, or wow. You could just be just rolling out of the safe house, and then it'll show that you know what the car is dripping with water. Yeah, so I don't know if it's just a glitch or if it's just my copy of the game. Yeah, I actually like the way this vehicle sounds. Yes, so this is an engine swapped Mitsubishi Evo Lancer. So this has got, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's a V6 in it. Oh no, my bad. It's a V8 4 liter compared to the stock 2 liter 1.4. So this is actually quite a cool one. It's like swap it basically to double to 4 liter and then make it a V6 V8. That was actually quite cool. And you can see it's not that heavily modified. It just has basically two massive turbos added to it, and the exhaust is obviously customized. But yes, that comes to the topic of hand, basically the discussion with Need for Speed. I mean, not Need, but basically for the next Need for Speed. But using Heat as a guide point. Like yes, the customization level on this game is quite cool. But as I was mentioning before with the rain, it is dry. The ground's also dry. There's no sign of water, but car is wet. That is the glitch. It'll show running water as well, not long. But yes, like the customization level is quite cool, and this wrap is also available for download for anyone as well, with the subtle hint as to that this is the most funniest line, but most coolest line as well. Yeah. So yes, this is the custom version with the sunroof. So you won't even find this in the game as to where it'll have a sunroof. And this is not even modded. Even if you look inside, there's no sunroof. It's just a wrap. So the customization level in this game is quite cool, but if it could be more, because with some vehicles, yes, you get some other vehicles. Like if you go to your dealership, or even if you go to your personal inventory of vehicles, you'll see that some vehicles are not so customizable, and yes, that is understandable. The thing is, um, it'll be actually quite nice with the vehicle that I'm really customizable to have certain parts that are like basically not certain parts, all parts that are compatible with other parts. Like they have certain restrictions due to like legitimate like reasons. Like if your cardinal in the front is obviously not supposed to be there on a certain bumper design, or even fender design. But it will actually be really nice if they just remote option that makes it similar to the, like just like touch compatible, find a way to make it compatible. But yes, back to the topic again. What I would like to see in the next option of gameplay, it's like how Need for Speed 2005 was with Need for Speed Most Wanted races. We like to see much more diverse and multiple options of races, not only restricted as to what we do have now. Like currently, you can do the option of sprints, your normal circuits, your dirt races, your time trials, or even your drifting events. Don't get me wrong, those are cool. But what made Need for Speed was its races, but also its drag races. like the drag events as to where you manually shift your vehicle, those were cool. That there I would personally love to see in the need for the next Need for Speed. The integration system as to where they have day and night, that is also cool. This has to stay because the love of having the police like basically on you at night, even sometimes during the day, is also kind of cool. Don't get me wrong, that is cool. But I would prefer more racing and also to have a drag track. Like yes, when you play online, you have the option of, because you're playing with other people, you can make a drag strip on your own, but that there is a normal asphalt type. Like when you use drag tires in this game, it's not the same concept of when you have drag tires like in normal drag game. Like the level of drag tires you have depends on like how good like the radios are and stuff like that. Like basically in this game now, if you have drag tires, it's just the sake of having drag tires. It doesn't make that much of a difference. Like this vehicle here, I put drag tires in because it basically increased the power in this vehicle. It just doesn't make no sense, but yeah, it did. That is off sensor. Yeah, so basically, I would prefer in the next game where they could have more customization abilities in the game. The second thing as to what I'll prefer is to where they'll have the drag strips in the game. Like if you have like a certain spot, like just say you have a drag track, because you got your circuit, yes. To have more circuits will also be cool, or like a big circuit. But to have like a certain place where it's only dedicated, like just say like for example, instead of having a plain forest like say here, you have the option of it being like a track event as to where you will have only a drag strip. So you can have drag challenges there with like in-game like drag challenges or online challenges. So you'll have like a starting phase where you can have burnouts and stuff like that, how it is in Pro Street. But then you can have your normal race afterwards. And even if you want to practice your vehicle there on the quarter mile where you can test like your drag radial, or you can have your normal track tires and stuff like that. Like that will be really cool. It is a lot to ask for the next game, and the next ask will be like, well, not ask, but will be basically hope as to what to see is more vehicles. Like some cars that you prefer seeing like were in like the classic games, like the nostalgia that's there, like the SLR McLaren, the Koenigsegg CCX and the CCX R. Like yes, they have the Regera for the last two games, but come on, and you have your Ferraris, but those two will also be epic to have in the game. And yes, they have the whole thing where Toyota doesn't want to have their vehicles basically in promotion of like illegal racing events, but like Forza has the same thing, and the people in game use it for illegal events. Like, come on, you can still add it onto this game as well. It's not like people are using this game as a way to promote illegal street events. Like, yes, this is a game that has illegal street events, but also has the legitimate side of the game where you have your daytime races, which is legitimate, inverted commas, and that legitimate races. So, if the game can also include, even if it's just one or two Toyotas, we'll basically definitely want to see the Mark IV Supra. But if it adds the Mark V as well, that'll be cool, and some other cars as well. Like how, like, your normal race cars and stuff, like your limited edition cars. If basically other cars get added, trust me, a lot of people will come and play Need for Speed. Like the only reason why people, like, I know personally, get like the Xbox as a side console is just for them to play Forza. And the reason why people like some people play Forza is that the thing is there's more diversity in the game, like in the sense of you can be on the street, you can be on the track, you can be off-roading, like legitimate off-roading, and like you got the mountain trails and stuff like that. It's the same as in this game as in Need for Speed Payback. The thing is, it's not implemented like that, like completely the same. Now, if Need for Speed team could do that, then that'll be really cool. But honestly, preferably, I would like to see more customization, more races, and more cars. Like the car list in this game is quite cool. Like my personal like inventory is not bad. This is the deluxe edition that I do have, so I do have certain vehicles that are basically included.
Some nights, it's just about enjoying yourself, right?
Like you see, your
So when are you gonna get
availability
your own place?
is there
Don't listen to him.
on customization. Like you can choose what you want and stuff like that. Like this vehicle. This vehicle is also heavily modified. But I remember in Need for Speed Payback when this game just launched, they had the option for debadged versions of the vehicle. And then there was a patch update, and then the debadge option came off, and then everything was badged. Like, hopefully, it does get removed, because I think in Need for Speed, the game, I think it was the 2015. There was a time where it was debadged. I'm not sure if it's still debadged. I haven't been able to get onto the server because obviously that was an online only game, which sucked in the sense of you always had to be online. Like, yeah, your options on vehicles, like the amount you have, you can have a lot if obviously Need for Speed decides to add more vehicle space, like how you have in your showcase. Like, to have 6 is not bad. No, 7 is not bad. Then you can add like 2 more. That'll be cool because obviously you have like a lot of cars, and for me personally, I'm the person like will have too many vehicles that will like to show off. Like for example, the Miata. I have this one, which is the 96 Mazda. So this design here is of a fellow TikToker and YouTuber of that Miata. So you can actually check his channel. So he has a very similar design. The only thing that I'd say different, I had the riveted body and then I took it out to make it his design. The only thing that's different from this and his is obviously the carbon hood and the spoiler. He changes his rims all the time, so I just settled on this one. I had a different one, then put this because I preferred this one because he always changes his rims. So yeah, I would prefer if they gave more options. Like I have already 51 vehicles. To have unlimited like garage space is awesome, but also have more vehicles would be kind of cool. Like in the sense of availability as to what you can get. Switch over to show you that yes, it's cool to have a lot of vehicles and stuff like for people to get, but like how unlimited Forza is. I think Need for Speed can add more because they still do have like the file designs of the previous games and stuff. They could like implement it and stuff, but just a little like how would I say touch. If you do implement to bring back the old M3 from Need for Speed, Most Wanted, the original one, please do not switch the engine to make it the exact same tone, it's not the same because the way that was recorded was of an actual M3 GT with the same engine and everything. So the way that thing was recorded was perfect, and the way that it's recorded now, it's not the same. So yes, back onto the topic. We only have 134 cars available to purchase. The thing is, we would prefer more, but this 134 is included a few cars that are available for the deluxe package. Like the deluxe package is the one where you'll see the little star there. That's not available for normal, basically people that have the normal package, like your normal Need for Speed Heat. The deluxe package is cool. Like you get your signature cards and stuff. Like you got your Performante and stuff like that. That's there. That's not in your normal package of Need for Speed Heat. So you can get a lot of vehicles and stuff like that. But it prefer more. Like you see, you got the Koenigsegg Regera. If they include the CCX and the CCXR, that'll be also quite cool. Like they have a lot of McLarens here. Don't get me wrong, but come on, that big McLaren from Need for Speed Most Wanted was the best to see. And if they could just bring back the Supra, that's all we ask for. If it's just for 1 or 2 games, for like the next 2 generation of games, at least, because a lot of people will just be playing that's current. Like the only reason why I personally purchased Need for Speed 2015 was just for the Supra, just to drive around that Supra. But that game sucked so badly that it was not so worth it. Like spending that money just to drive one car was not worth it at the end of the day, because you have to be still connected to the server, which was really really bad. But yes, please, Need for Speed, when you're developing the next game, add more cars. Like yes, the Lamborghini Ursa will be cool to have, and like some like other cars that you don't even notice. Like it'll actually be really cool to have like these business back here with the proper engine tone. But yes, like the amount of vehicles that they have here is cool. But if they could add like Teslas there, that'll be fun to basically engine swap, like the engine swap capabilities here, to take out the Tesla and electric motor and then add like a V6 or a V8, even a V12 engine into it. That'll be hilarious. And then to add more things, like you can even add, like for example, um, different Porsches, even the like other BMs and stuff like that, your Mercedes and other various brands. That'll be really cool to have in this game. Like yes, they add like the latest and like what vehicles people seem to like, but it's not the same. Like technically they did bring inverted commas the Mark 5 Supra, but the dummy form of it, yes, the dummy form, but it'll be preferred to have like the normal version. So please, Need for Speed, if you are taking people's words, basically feedback into consideration, please. Or I'll say personally that I would prefer is to have more races, more tracks, in the sense of to be included a drag track and multiple different types of races, more customization ability, like to do like sick, like you can choose like the different color lights, like you can move like on a color cycle instead of the prefix color lights between black or you can have your blue, your halo effect, stuff like that. If you can like just switch between like your normal light or your xenons or even your LED bulbs, and then you choose whichever color, and if you want a tint on it, like on like a Laminex, like a halo tint on it, that'll be cool. And whether you want, like for example, weirder designs in which you want to make your vehicle personal to you, then yeah, that'll be cool. That'll be really cool. Anyway, I have to end this live stream here as the way it is. Hopefully, for the next game, they add it. Anyway,